Meaning to me. So thank you for taking the time to consider House Bill 4477 this morning. There is ample evidence that participating in aquatic activities provides individuals with an array of health and wellness benefits across their lifespan. Swimming and other aquatic activities helps bolster physical and emotional health and provides opportunities and meaningful social engagements. For children and youth, participating in swimming and aquatic activities yields these same benefits while enhancing growth and development and helping with early achievement of academic milestones. In the Great Lakes state of Michigan, participating in aquatic activities on our beautiful waterways is important for communities across the state, providing them with continued opportunities for economic growth and community development. However, anytime individuals engage with the water, there is an inherent risk of drowning. Drowning is truly a global health crisis. In the past 10 years, over 2.5 million individuals have drowned around the world. In the U.S., drowning kills over 4,500 annually and is the leading cause of death for children 1 to 4, and the second leading cause of unintentional injury death among children 5 to 14. Recent data shows that from 2019 to 2023, more than 700 Michigan residents died from drowning. The majority of these drownings occurred in our state's national waterways, and that's from DHHS. According to the Great Lakes Surf Rescue Project, the Great Lakes will see nearly 100 drownings annually, with over 1,400 deaths due to drowning since 2010. Our state's vast shorelines remain unsafe for our communities and visitors alike due to the lack of lifeguards. Drowning is a tragedy that breaks the hearts of the families and friends and the communities of those who are lost. Drowning weighs heavy on the lives of the first responders and individuals that tried to help. Drowning takes a toll on our healthcare system and comes at an extremely high economic cost. The reality is the full burden of drowning is hard to describe. It is indeed a tragedy. Therefore, it is incredibly important for us to find ways to keep people safe in, on, and around water across Michigan, especially children and youth. Drowning is preventable. There is no singular solution to protecting people from drowning. Rather, drowning prevention is a complex issue that requires a collaborative, coordinated, and creative approach. Dr. Kevin Moran states, drowning is a significant, complex, and multifaceted phenomenon, which has at its heart the way in which humans interact with their environment. Therefore, as Dr. Robert Solomon notes, the solution to drowning must be equally complex and multifaceted. For example, drowning prevention requires a variety of water safety competencies, including knowledge, behavior, and skills to stay safe in and around water. Drowning prevention also requires safe and effective water rescues emergencies. Drowning prevention requires layers of protection, including but not limited to supervision, life jackets, and barriers around closed water. Drowning prevention requires all these aspects to work in complex coordination while requiring all of us to work in collaboration with great enthusiasm. Drowning prevention is worthy of all these efforts. For children and youth, water safety education can build water safety knowledge that bolsters safe behaviors. Additionally, water safety education programs can provide parents and caregivers with essential preventative messaging. There is evidence that effective water safety education programs increase water safety knowledge among children and youth, and that preventative measures like supervision, barriers, and wearing life jackets save lives. Currently, water safety standards are situated within physical education and in places like Michigan Model for Health Curriculum. However, in a recent study out of Michigan State University, provides us evidence that there is little being done regarding water safety in schools across Michigan. In a statewide representative sample, they found that only 13% of our schools are teaching any sort of water safety in the classroom, while 11% of the schools are offering, while only 11% of schools are offering swimming or water safety training. Michigan students have extremely limited opportunities to learn how to be safe in, on, and around water. House Bill 4477 aims to change this trend by providing children and youth across our Great Lakes state the opportunity to learn important water safety messages. HB 4477 will help the state develop data-driven, evidence-informed, and context-specific water safety education standards and lift these life-saving standards to be required annually in physical education. Additionally, HB 4477 will provide parents and caregivers with essential water safety messages to further protect their children from drowning and give them guidance on how to take additional steps forward, keeping their children safe while engaged in the water, especially in natural bodies of water. Finally, through HB 4477, resources can be provided to parents and caregivers to help them find ways to help children develop important water safety and swimming skills. HB 4477 provides us a tremendous opportunity, an opportunity to protect children and youth from the tragedy of drowning, an opportunity for children and youth to gain benefits of swimming and participating in aquatic activities more safely, an opportunity to invest in the safety of the next generation. Finally, like our many lighthouses standing among the Great Lakes shoreline, HB 4477 gives Michigan an opportunity to build momentum and generate the political will needed to further steps towards preventing drowning, to become a model water safety state and become a beacon for other states in the Great Lakes region to aspire to. Let's make the most of this opportunity by moving HB 4477 forward to protect our children and youth, to provide them safe ways to engage the water, and to guide other states in doing the same. We are the Great Lakes state. Let's live up to our name. Let's make the most of this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Could we have a repeat on your name, please?
Joseph Matulis.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have opening up for questions. Would anyone have questions for Joseph? Yes, Alicia. Oh, Representative, St. Germain.
Hi, Rep. Steele. Nice of you to join us this morning. As many of you may know, I live on Lake St. Clair. I've lived on the water for almost 30 years, and unfortunately, young children, we've had 2 young children fall into the water and drown. It's a sad thing. With that being said, water safety has always been huge in my life. My kids were swimmers, and my daughter to this day teaches swim lessons. In a perfect world, honestly, I wish every kid in Michigan could have swim lessons in a perfect world. My question is are there any other states that have legislation similar to this?
Yes. Indiana just passed one last year.
Yeah, Illinois 2 years ago.
In Illinois 2 years. So the other Great Lakes states are.
Ohio's passed one kind of.
Yep.
Okay, and I just want to make another point too. Being a boater, boats sink, believe me. Been there, done that, and many people, even adults, get on a boat and you think it's not possible. But let me tell you, things happen, and they happen very quickly. And just understanding that it's important to know where the life jackets are when you get on a boat is so important. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Representative Weiss.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative, for this legislation. I just read through the bill and appreciate a lot of the thought that went into it. I did have a question, though, around like the idea behind, obviously, there's, when you think about like fire safety, for example, a lot of that is just providing information for kids and for families. Is that the same idea here, or is the intention that there'll actually be like swimming lessons in school, or perhaps both if there is the availability for it?
It's intentionally just to be the curriculum and to
Okay.
teach about water safety in like your health classes that our kids go
PE
through.
in the bill, is that correct? PE classes?
Yes.
Yeah, PE.
Yes. I'm thinking health.
And then
physical
my other
education.
question around that is, because my reading of the bill is that grade appropriate instruction, is it intended that it happens every year, or are there certain years where students would be receiving that instruction?
In the bill, it's written every year. I think it would be important every year. I teach every year to my students.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Summer comes every year. Yeah, Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Representative Steele, how are you today? Thank you for coming with this important legislation. I was reading the bill. Each school district and public school academy may customize the instruction on water safety based on geographic characteristics or other special circumstances applicable to that school district or public school academy. Could you explain a situation where maybe one geographical location will be different to where,
Sure.
how would that instruction look?
Well, being a surf lifeguard in California, the west coast of Michigan is just like California when the waves are up, and 90% of the drownings or the rescues that I made were all from rip currents. So, students on the west side definitely should get that kind of extra little info if they're close to lakes. And you think about like rivers in certain areas as another thing to add. But just the basics of the life jackets and closing the gates and all that is the main goal, I think, here.
So when it's talking about customizing, I know at the beginning of the bill, you have certain things that have to be, certain topics that have to be talked about, but if you're customizing, you're not cutting out those topics, right?
Right. You would just add what would be most applicable. What would happen most in that area?
Mm-hmm.
But again, in Michigan, people travel to the west coast to Lake Huron for vacation. So it's knowledge for everyone, but it's just like an added thing. I know a lot of schools in Grand Haven, they teach about rip currents already. So, and I think that's amazing. So that's what I believe the reason for that customizing.
Okay, so like in a district like St. Germain's district, they might have very unique, they need to talk about the boats a little more frequently than maybe another district, basically.
Yeah, well, my own little story is I'm like inland lakes, and there's no waves, there's no current, and I remember being on a boat and jumping off in Lake Erie, and had somebody not thrown me a life jacket, I would not be here because I had no concept of the difference between the two lakes. So I would say that would go into, like you were saying, one side of the state to the other.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And Representative Wilson, I understand you have some friends here that came in. Would you like to greet them?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think today is Advocacy Day for International Baccalaureate students around the state of Michigan, and today Washtenaw International High School is in our midst today here at the Education Policy Committee. So I just want to welcome them to the committee. Thank you for coming out today.
You inspire us by your presence. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time. And thanks for encouraging them then to come. That'd be great. That's great. Representative Coons, you have a question? No? Oh. How about Representative Colazar?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a clarification question on the every year piece of that. It's every year they're enrolled in a physical education course, correct? Because obviously when they get into high school, they may not have phys ed every year. So is it just in when they're enrolled in a phys ed course?
I mean, as a PE teacher, I'd like to see them enrolled every year, but
It's just like if you have an 11th grader who doesn't take phys ed, they don't have to still get water safety instruction that year. I'm just trying to make sure, like, it's when they're enrolled in phys ed, not necessarily every single year they're in school. I'm just, technical question, just curious how that works.
The answer is yes, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, we checked here with the boss.
Oh, appreciate it. Just was looking for clarification. That works too. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. And anyone else have a question? No, one of the most haunting stories my mother ever told me, she lived in Muskegon, and they loved the lake. Oh, all right. Thank you for clearing up our communication issue. Oh, my word. Anyway, my mom had this story of a mother and grandmother were at the lake, and their 3 children were swimming, and the mother and grandmother were so engaged in conversation that they didn't know the 3 children drowned. And I can never get that out. Now I've ruined everyone here. But it tells you that things can happen quickly, and it is something that we have to be respectful. Water is beautiful, and people come here thinking, oh, we don't have any sharks, we don't have any salt, so you just swim and everything's going to be fine. And they don't realize the riptides. They don't realize how many people drowned in those beautiful freshwater lakes that look like oceans. That's the other thing. People come from go to school with somebody from the University of Pennsylvania, and they come here and they go, oh, wow, that doesn't look like a lake. That looks like an ocean. And so Michigan has a unique geography, a beautiful geography. We've been blessed with amazing 20% of the fresh water, but it also carries huge responsibility. And the children of Michigan should be good ambassadors for their friends that come from other places, as well as the adults. So we really all need to be careful in protecting children and adults with the water. So I appreciate all your work and advocacy. Thanks for coming in today. We have one card to read. Kate Dorsey supports the bill, does not wish to speak. She's from the Michigan State Medical Society. So thank you so much. We appreciate your testimony.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So Vice Chair Linting moves to excuse absent members. There being no objection, absent members are excused. There being no further business before the committee, the House Committee on Education and Workforce will stand adjourned.